Hi there. I'm Dr. Annie Russell, and I'm proud to be the director of the Gender and Sexuality Center at the University of Rhode Island. Today, I want to talk to you about the critical need for trans inclusion and advocates in the fight for trans equity. As you may or may not be aware, there is currently a calculated and unprecedented series of anti-trans policies and legislation being introduced around the country. In particular, laws against the inclusion of trans youth, especially girls and women in sports, have begun to crop up in more than 70 individual bills throughout the country. To date, more than 150 bills have been brought forward in all of the 2021 legislative sessions that represent an anti-trans agenda. This is deliberately borne out by a coordinated attack on the trans and non-binary communities. These bills range from religious exemption policies to bathroom exclusion, intentional removal of health care for trans youth, and even invasive genital examinations. Make no mistake, this is more than a battle. We are at war. And this war is being waged on all of us and in all capacities of our lives. This war is about a belief in biological determinism. It's about a return to values that reinforce the limitations of gender roles in our society. Even as we enter the fourth wave of feminism, we are still fighting the fights of the first and second waves. And it's time for those of us who would call ourselves allies to make ourselves known. We need to act in service to our trans siblings. I'm a cis woman. As a cis woman, I will never completely understand the experience of being trans. I have that privilege. Even as an expert in LGBTQIA+ issues, I cannot personally know the feelings that my trans family members have and the hateful rhetoric that they have to face on a daily basis in our world. But here's what I can do. I can become an accomplice in their fight for equity. And I invite you to become an accomplice too. Here's how we can do that in 3 simple steps to start. First, be informed. Education is forever, and learning never ends. We have to keep challenging ourselves, the systemic structures that are currently in place, and we have to question absolutely everything. That is what it means to queer something. We have to turn every aspect of our normality on its head in order to figure out how to restructure our systems in a truly equitable way. We can't rest on having taken a training on trans inclusion 3 years ago and then hope to meet our trans community where they are now. Go to workshops, check out videos and websites, go to hearings on legislation for trans inclusion. Make sure that you get your voice heard. As I go throughout my days and interactions as the director of our center, I often ask myself one simple question. How might a trans person feel about or respond to that? And in those responses, I try to lift the voices that I've heard into those conversations. Next, get involved. If you have no idea what to do or where to go, have I got a place for you. Come and visit us in the Gender and Sexuality Center. We offer a plethora of ways for you to get involved in the fight for trans equity and inclusion. Reach out to me today. Call our center. Sign up for a workshop that we are offering. You can reach us at 401-874-2894 or come and visit our center. We are at 19 Upper College Road. No matter what step you take today, take that step today and then set goals for yourself. Keep coming back. Keep engaging. Find a way to sustain your involvement and advocacy. Finally, show up to show out. The easiest way to prove your support and affirmation for our trans folks is to show up. When Big Gay Picnic rolls around, show up. When Trans Awareness Week is happening, come to the International Trans Day of Remembrance. When we offer Queer Prom, grab your friends and spend the evening in the Gender and Sexuality Center. I promise you, you won't find more fun. When Trans Day of Visibility happens in the spring, come out and spend an hour on the quad with us. The most basic way we can show our affirmation, support, and love is by showing up. Part of showing up is challenging harmful rhetoric and blatant lies about trans people. Trans people are real, beautiful, intelligent, creative, fabulous, and inspiring individuals. That is a fact. We need to make sure that our campus culture at the University of Rhode Island is one where that basic, impenetrable fact guides our thinking and actions. We should settle for nothing less. Above all, I ask you to remember this. Sun Tzu wrote in the book, The Art of War, quote, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting," end quote. Here's to subduing the enemy one step at a time.